What up, y'all, and welcome back to the channel, Dap Universal. I'm Dap, so coming back at you with another pick a card reading. All that smoke, yes. And today we're looking at how are you being viewed at work. So this is gonna look at how you think you're being viewed at work, or how you view your work, how your coworkers see you, and how your boss sees you. Now, this works even if you don't have, like, say, a 9-to-5 mainstream corporate-like job where you like clock in. If you work for yourself, like you have your own business, or if you want to look into like a side hustle of yours, or like imagine you have like a clientele-based business, right? So the boss, how your boss view you, it could very much be like how your supporters or your clients view you, people who basically like allow you to have a paycheck, and how your coworkers view you. Just, you could think of that as like your peers or your competition in the industry that you work in. So just keep an open mind. I'm keeping it flexible. You're gonna have two piles to pick from, by the way. Pile number one is gonna be the cash money, dinero, the paper bills. Pile number two is gonna be the coins. So there's only two piles. Take your time to kind of figure out which one intuitively calls to you. Check the timestamps below for your reading. And before we get started, I want you to take the time to like the video, help it get boosted in the algorithm. If you are new here, I'm Dap. I do everything tarot, it's particularly pick a card readings. And if you are returning, welcome back. Good to see you. But yeah, don't want to chit chat for too long. Just want to point you in the right direction. So I'll see you at your reading. Bye for now. All right, what up, pile number one? If you chose the cash money, dinero, paper bills, welcome to your reading. So we're looking into how are you being viewed at work, right? So as I kind of stated in the intro, if you didn't see it, even if you have, like, say, your own business, you work for yourself, this should still resonate. Just think of like the little categories we're looking into. We're looking at how you view work, or how you think you're being viewed, versus how your coworkers view you. If you have your own business, your coworkers could be your peers in the industry, your competition. How your boss views you, well, obviously if you're your own boss, this is going to be more so like your clients, the people who provide you with the ability to make a paycheck. Got it? If you're like a contractor, that company that contracts you, think of it that way. So I want to start off by looking at the astrology and the Lenormand cards that I have at the top that you can see. You see all the cards we pulled in the pre-shuffle. We have the 9th house, Heat, which is a play on the Lenormand card, the whip, if you're familiar with Lenormand. And it's a French French fortune-telling system, but I love it, and I kind of made these cards myself. But I kind of replaced the whip with the heat because it made more sense to me. But and we have the 5th house. So we have two houses in astrology, and we have the Heat card in the Lenormand. So those cards are supposed to give me a little bit more details about, like, maybe what you do for work, or like just the energy at work, how you present yourself at work, that kind of thing. Basically for confirmations for you, and also so I know what I'm dealing with. But to me, it feels like with the 9th house, you may work in a field where it either takes a lot of training, a lot of knowledge. Like, you may have to have like you may work for the education system, or you may like be a trainer in what you do. Even if it's like working in a restaurant, you may be like a trainer or something like that. People go to you because you have a lot of knowledge about, like, say, how things are supposed to be done. You also could be someone who, like, works at several different locations, maybe, or you have had to move from, like, location to location as part of, like, your position in that job. It's also Sagittarius energy, which is the 9th house, is the real Sagittarius. So it could be something that that may be like an outreach program, or something where you have to travel, or you had to travel to maybe get this job. Like, you may have been relocated, so to speak. But it's also all about, like, say, expansion. So, like, I would think maybe if you worked in like a corporate type of setting, then this is a big company, like, say, a company that's been around for a long time, is always looking to expand, all about their money, the type of company that gives you stocks and, like, gives you say good benefits, but you kind of have to earn it, in the sense of, like, y'all always learning something new, policies are always changing, that kind of thing. And with the 5th house, it could have to do with, like, say, creativity. It's Leo energy, so it could be like creativity. It could be very competitive. It could be very visual, like say artistic, like this marketing. Or you could be someone who does something that involves, like say children, like say teaching children or daycare, that kind of thing. And with the heat card in the middle, it would be someone. It would be a place where it's like it could be really strict, or like say a lot of talking, a lot of dealing with say customers, or dealing with like say could be even dealing with disgruntled people. Like say it could be customer service, like say like a call center where they have to where people call in to kind of complain about their bill or complain about their service. With the heat, it's like you hear a lot of people complaining. I feel like you hear a lot of people complaining, or a work environment that's very much like say if you're not on your P's and Q's, you're gonna get in trouble. Like your bosses don't have any problems with like getting in your ass. It's like that energy. So it's like, or you could just work. Okay, and on another kind of like way I can see it is like if you were working in like say for yourself, if you had like if you were like a counselor, or like say a motivational like type of life coach, or like even a tarot reader, or like a spiritual like advisor, that could be a thing, because the ninth house is also about spirituality. The fifth house is also about like maybe using those creative imaginative faculties. If like say you had like a YouTube channel like I'm doing right here, like kind of giving this reading, I would probably be pile number one. I'll probably be this pile so far, like based off what I'm just saying right now. I don't know where we're going, but I can see it that way too. Especially if you work like for, say, if you're contracted for like say, like a one of those psychic phone lines or something like that, with the aggression card, the heat card, people coming in like telling about their problems. That could be a thing. But that's just to give us some idea of like what we're working with. Of course, put your own intuition in there. You know, put yourself where you fit in. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it don't, it don't. But let's get into the tarot cards. By the way, the signs that I'm seeing is, well, we have, wow, I just noticed this. We have cups all around. We have the Four of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. Very much water signs. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. We have Sagittarius. We have Leo. Yeah. But how you kind of see work, or how you see yourself at work, I have the Four of Cups. It kind of gives me vibes of like maybe someone who doesn't really want to be there. If you work for like a corporate job, it kind of feels like maybe you may think that you're at a place where you may not be able to grow, or you may not be able to really express yourself, or it's like it's almost like you didn't really care for this job. You got this job because you needed it, and here we are. It's like it's a paycheck, you know. It's not. It doesn't really care to be there. The Four of Cups can be kind of like maybe it's a boring job. Even if you don't mind working there, it could be like very tedious. It could be very like back to back to back to back. Like I can just like fall asleep right now. Is how kind of how I'm feeling. It's like apathetic or feeling disconnected. You could even be like, say you're really excited about this job at first, and now you've been there for so long, or you just kind of see how things work, where you just kind of like don't feel very inspired anymore. You know, don't feel very inspired anymore. For some of y'all, this may be a second job. I see juggling act. This may be like a second job, or like say a job that requires you to do a lot. Like you have to multitask a lot or something like that. Let's just give me an idea of that. But you feel kind of disconnected. For a lot of you kind of feel like I don't really care to be here. I kind of wish I had another place to work. Now with how coworkers view you, remember this could be your coworkers or your peers in the industry. The Two of Cups in reverse, you don't get along with many people. And it's right under this aggression or this heat card. So it's like you may not really particularly feel very very relatable to your peers, or you may seem to get into squabbles with them, or not very popular at work with a lot of people, because it could just be because maybe you are just don't care for the environment. Like maybe it's a toxic work environment. Maybe you don't feel like playing the game no more. Because I feel like the Four of Cups is someone some kind of removes, especially in a corporate kind of job where it's like you have to kind of like kiss ass or play the game or be like, yeah, I'm always turn it up, like turn the notch up to like a 10 on your enthusiasm. You just don't feel it. I'm not faking it no more. I don't really give a fuck. Like I'm just sitting here just waiting on my lunch break, waiting for lunch to come around. And it's like people can like people who are really gung ho about that place will still have that that team spirit at work, they may see you as like a Debbie Downer or like or a detractor kind of energy. So it's like you may not really get along with people at work, or they just don't seem to talk to you. Two of Cups in reverse can also be like they avoid you or something like that. Especially if you have like say any kind of authority at work, you may feel like you don't relate to many people because like there's a certain sense of professionalism that makes you kind of like not be able to talk to people. For some of y'all, you may not even have like real peers, so to speak, especially if you're your own business. It's like saying you don't really get on that level, get a chance to be on that level very often because you don't really work with anybody. Or if you work from home or something like that, you may not really have that connection with your coworkers because we don't see each other, we don't talk to each other. So it's like it could just be that too. But overall, I would say like people don't really know you, or like they don't really get along with you for the most part. For the most part, you may have one or two people that care, but for the most part, they don't. And this is what it is. This is what I see. We can pull maybe a couple cards for clarification in case you're just like, so you're trying to tell me that don't nobody like me, don't nobody like me. I didn't say that. I'm just saying like you aren't like Mr. Popular or Mrs. Popular at work. I'm seeing the Nine of Wands and I'm seeing the Nine of Cups. It's like some of y'all may not really care. The Nine of Cups in reverse with the Nine of Wands. I see 999. Jesus. You may be just not very approachable. You may have your guard up, or maybe a little bit defensive, or people may look at you as like just not giving off vibes of like, come here, be my friend. It's like you may give resting bitch face or something. Like people don't quite mess with you at work, and you may prefer that though. But how does your boss see you? Remember, this could be people like your boss as your supervisor, or it could be like say the people who pay you in terms of like say a client, like that kind of thing. Without these people, you wouldn't have a paycheck, right? The Nine of Cups, they like you. You are almost like an asset. You are like an asset to these people. It's like, and I think for a lot of y'all, especially if you have your own business, you get a lot of praise and gratitude from your clients, a lot of praise and gratitude from the people that you work with, because whatever you provide is invaluable, and maybe it's a specific thing that only you can provide, or you're just so good at it, or you do it in your own way that it's just like it helps people a lot, and they're very thankful for you. If you're like in a corporate setting, I feel like your bosses feel like you are an asset, even if they don't like necessarily say it or show it that much. I feel like they really see you as the truth. I see the world that comes up kind of clarifying that. I feel like for a lot of y'all, you may be offered a promotion, or like you may have like a real cool connection with your boss. Like your bosses kind of like stick up for you, or they treat you more like a peer than like a supervisor. For some of y'all. And I'm hearing like you may be being like kind of groomed to kind of move up to the next step or the next level. I see Judgment. Yeah, honestly, they find you to be kind of refreshing because it's like you don't seem to beat around the bush, and you're not afraid to speak up, but you do so respectfully. And it's like, I guess because especially if that Four of Cups resonates with you, like you don't really play the game. It's like they can trust that you are honest. You're not just walking around kissing ass or trying to do something because you want to be seen. They really value that. And that could be a reason why your peers don't quite fuck with you, because they don't even care, and they get all the praise. It's like they don't even care. They don't even care, and they still love them. They get away with murder. It's like that. You may have some jealous coworkers, but that's all I got for you. I want to keep it real quick and simple. Sound off in the comments. Let me know how this resonates, what you do for work. And yeah, until next time, guys, remember, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings in all we do. Bye. What up, pal number 2? If you chose the coins, baby, the coins. Welcome to your reading on how are you viewed at work. So if you missed the intro, this is going to be in little categories. So we're going to see how you view yourself at work, how you feel about work in general. Then we look at how your coworkers view you. So if you are working for yourself, you don't really have coworkers per se. This could be like how your peers in the industry see you. And then we look at how your boss sees you. And of course, if you work for yourself, then you don't really have a boss. Like if you're your own boss, think of it more so like how the people who allow you to make a paycheck, like your clients. If you're a contractor, maybe the people who contract you out feel about you. Okay. But first, I want to look at the Lenormand and the astrology cards that are at the top. We have Saturn, we have the 8th house, and we have birds. So The top cards kind of represent maybe like what you do for work, the energy around work in general, just so we see what I'm dealing with, and also just confirmations for you. So you know that this is your pile. So we have Saturn energy. This is like, okay, so it's a lot of hard work here. It's a lot of hard work. Saturn, it may be a lot of time consuming. Um, dare I say it, maybe even stressful work. Something that takes a lot of attention and maybe a lot of details. Takes a lot of time. It's something that requires you to be very disciplined, so to speak. And it can feel like time just kind of drags on and on when you're on the clock. Even if you like the work, it's like it's tedious. When I think about Saturn, I think of like things that are tedious, things that are like hard work. Like you gotta, it feels like work. Damn it! Even if you love it, it feels like work to be there. You have to be in a certain mindset to even do the work. It may even require you to like dedicate a lot of your time on and off the clock to even do the, like some jobs you have to kind of like take your work home with you, like say if you're a teacher or something, like they got to grade papers at home, or like it's something like that. It feels like your work is almost never fucking over. It's almost, you identify with work. It's a lot. um in the eighth house, this could be like, say, I could see some of this being like maybe in the medical field, but like because of the transformative energy, like it could be saving people's lives, so to speak, because how eighth house is kind of associated with death, right? Is Scorpio energy. For a few of y'all, it just kind of came randomly. I never thought about it, but Saturn in the eighth house, it could be sex work. Like it could be sex work for some people. Take it how it resonates. I don't know. Not getting in your business. I'm just saying it could be sex work. I'm just saying. You can add me. It ain't get. I mean, I'm not calling y'all a bunch of, But anyway, let me move on. Let me just move on. But some of y'all also may be like debt collectors. Something that you may not care to like. It's not a fun job, but it's like it's a job. Like because the eighth house also talks about debt, and Saturn talks about challenges. So it could be dealing with people who have a challenge paying their debt, or student loans, or something like that. It could be working at a bank that gives out loans. It could be a call center, like even if it's not necessarily directly correlated with, say, finances. It could be, say, like if you worked at a call center that, like, say, a phone company or something, any kind of company that has like a bill, like a billing, like a billing system. You may have to be encouraged to like get your customers that you talk to pay their bills, or like get on a payment plan or something like that. It's like it's not fun things to talk about, but the theme of talking is very much prominent in what you do. That's why I say call center, because you have birds, which is about chatter. It's about chatter. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of talking. Back and forth. So you could work at a call center, or you could work in a field where you have to give a lot of information. You have to give a lot of information, a lot of talking. Even if you're like not dealing with customers per se, a lot of communicating, like say just hearing chatter, like I'm hearing like a bunch of people, so it could be like a call center, like just like all, even when you're not talking, if you're off the phone, it's like all you hear is all the way around you. Meetings is a lot of talking. It's boring. It's long meetings. It gives me vibes like that, but also it's something that requires you to use a lot of your mental power, because the eighth house, I put a butterfly on it, and then I see birds, which they have wings. Both these creatures have wings, which could be like which could very much be like uh air energy, which is logic, using logic, mental, is like strategies. A lot of strategies at play. It's a lot of ways that you have to do something in that kind of way. And it's like always thinking a step ahead. It's using a lot of mind and mental power. But that's just to give you an idea of like maybe what you're working with. Let's look at how you feel about your job, or how maybe you think you're being viewed. We see the Nine of Wands. You're tired, maybe. Like I feel like this job is exhausting to you. You feel like you've been through a lot there. It takes a lot to really like be there for some of y'all. I feel like you're just really tired. It's like maybe somebody have been there for a long ass time. I can see the Nine of Wands as being like, I'm still here. Like I wish I was retired though. Like it's like, but you've been there for like either a long time, or it feels like you've been there forever. You could have been there for 6 months, and it feels like I feel like I've been forever. This job is like that to you. Also, you may have dealt with some adversity at this place, and so it could be like, you stuck your ground and you're still there, but now you are like kind of eyes open to the bullshit. Like I don't take, I have my boundaries up. I don't just take bullshit from nobody. Like, it's like it's that. It's like I'll leave when I'm ready to leave. try. So it's like for some of y'all, you may have almost been fired or like maybe been fired and brought back, but like it gives me vibes of somebody who has had a hard run at this place or doing this thing. It's been a lot of ups and a whole lot of downs, you know, but you're resilient. And it could be a situation where like maybe when you first got there, you were overwhelmed, like you may not like you felt like maybe you bit off more than you could chew. Like it was overwhelming the amount of work to do, and you maybe weren't doing too well, and you got it together. You know, it's like, no, you ain't gonna fire me. You ain't getting rid of me. I'm already here. Nope. And you know, you blood, sweat, and tears. Like you put in a lot of effort to get to where you are now, and you are still standing. You are still going. You're thriving now. I would say you're thriving now. But how do your peers or your coworkers view you? Also, this could be like, say, your competition if you like have your own kind of business. They see you as the Ace of Wands. They see you as almost inspiring. They see you as a lot of power and potential. They see you as, say, come a long way, a lot of growth. They see you as somebody who isn't afraid, like a leader. So you may be like a manager or like say, work for yourself. Like say if you do have, say your own business, like your peers and your like say competition see you as someone to keep up with. Like you're always doing something new. You're always really like making sure people are on their toes. You're always like making sure that you are ahead of the game. And it's not in a bad way. I think they admire you. I think your competition would actually admire you, not be jealous, maybe sometimes, but like I think for the most part, you are somebody that they like to kind of keep up with because you could be like maybe one of the leading people in your industry. Or say if this is like if you work at a corporate place, you could be rather new. I know I said like it feels you've been working there for a long time, but I mean it just feels like that. You could be actually kind of new, or in a new position maybe. Like say if you got promoted or something like that, you may be in the same like field or the same in like same company, but maybe you have moved to another department, or maybe you moved it up like a level when it comes down to like your when it comes down to your authority, you know, your level of clearance, your that thing. Like you may have gotten promoted or and given more responsibility. So it could be that too. But they also see you as having a lot of willpower. Um, and something about like maybe something about like you have a lot of passion for what you do. The Ace of Wands can be passion. Say like I think you really do have like some leadership skills. Like you're not afraid to like let yourself be seen and like your ideas be known. You speak up. It's like that energy. Like you may be very outspoken. I may see outspoken. I don't see anything negative so far about like how they feel about you. So let's just move on to like your boss. And remember, your boss can be like say your clients or people who pay your bills. If you're a contractor, the people who like contract you out. Corporate, your supervisor, right? We have the Ten of Cups. You have a great relationship with them. You have a great relationship, even if they don't necessarily give you favoritism, so to speak. It's like they trust you. There's an element of trust. There's an element of like maybe even feeling like family for some of them. You may work for some. Actually, you may like a family member may have gotten you a job. You may work for like a business, like a family business or something like that. That's a side note for some. Your boss may be your family, or like you may work with say a partner in your own business, like or like say I can see that being like say if you have your own business with like say your cousin or your sister or like a family member, that could be a thing, and maybe not a boss, but like you know it could be something like that. You also could work for families, like say if you have your own business, like say you could be like say I don't want to keep saying a counselor, but like something to do with like working with families, if that makes sense, or kids, or like women with kids. I don't know. It's something like that. It could be working with people with families, or like say a family aspect of something. Like it could be your niche type of thing. It could also be something to do with like creating happiness. Like you could be somebody who your business is creating happy moments. You could be like looking at the Ten of Cups, because the Ten of Cups to me is like that happy moment where like people are taking like that picture, like that family photo. It could be something like to do with that. Like you could be a photographer. You could be like something to do with weddings, or something to do with like parties or events. You could be something. You could do something like that. But either way, it's like you seem, even though your job is tedious, you seem to create a lot of joy in what you do. It's kind of how it comes out to me. Sound off in the comments and tell me what that is. But I feel like overall, you put in a lot of work, and it's a lot of real hard work, and it takes a lot of energy to do it. But I feel like your peers love you, your boss pretty much likes you, like loves you, or you create like a space of that or whatever. It's like I don't see anything really negative here. And maybe I'm wrong, but sound off in the comments, let me know. But I feel like yeah, like you do the damn thing. Like I don't that's all I'm gonna leave it here. That's it. Just sound off in the comments, let me know how this resonated. If this resonated, and until next time, guys, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings, that's all we do. Bye.